All right, finally back at it today. Been off it a couple days. Last day on here was Saturday, and Chris and Sean were here. We got some of this in. We had this whole center, like the basement staircase area, that all jacked so we could get boards underneath that and whatnot. And all these are now permanent. So now I got to work around the edge. I do have to figure out jacking this very point right here where this next one's going to go in. Shouldn't be the end of the world, but it's going to take a little bit of figuring. So I'll get that figured out and whatnot. Yeah, so that's where I got to figure out jacking, but I got to basically get that jacked, but I got to get this board under. So I'm going to have to jack that from the side a little somewhere. We'll get it figured out. And then work that piece, this piece, and then I got to do these all down here. This one piece right here is temporary. All the rest of this is all nailed and glued all down. All the anchor bolts are now all in. I was missing a few of those. So actually, that's the only thing I got done on the house yesterday was I did a lumber run and got some lumber and some extra anchors and all that stuff and got those in. So I didn't come in here rushing and get the floor down and forget to put them in. So those are in, and all that ladder framing is done that we did Saturday and all that. But just dropped off Riley yesterday, so now I don't have to take care of him a bunch, and I can focus a little more on the house. I do miss him very much already, but I can get a lot more done when he's not here. So I'm going to work on that, and you may notice a bunch of random pieces of plywood. That one, yeah, that one's sitting at an angle. This one laid here at an angle. One over there at an angle. All that rain we were getting, I was getting a little bit of water in over there because obviously the roof ain't done yet. So I had thrown in a piece of plywood there. I was getting a little more right here. This one was a little more substantial. And so I put this so it was sheeted outside the foundation there. And I got a little bit there, another little piece there just to shed it off the new subfloor. So yeah, so let's see what we can get done today. I would love to be able to get all this subflooring in, and let's just see how it goes. Glad I remembered to do that before I put down all the subfloor and couldn't see where the floor joists were. I came out and I marked everything on the outside because I just have everything screwed from the inside, just as like holding everything together as I assembled it by myself. So all these marks on the outside, I'll come along once I'm doing this wall and I have the gun out here, nail gun. I'll get all worked up. But once I'm out here with the nail gun, now I have all my marks, so I can just boop, 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 just blow all those nails in all the way from one end to another. Now they're all marked and whatnot. Now I'm working on, as you saw inside, I'm working on just the short strip. It's like 20 inches along the whole back wall now. So I'm shuffling around with the jacks and stuff like that. So it's going a little tedious, but we're making progress. That's all that matters. Would you look at that? I mean, just look at that. I mean, that's the last of the subfloor, the last of the floor joists, the last of the sill plate, the last of the rim joists. That's the last of all of it. I have some nailing left to do, but I don't want to do all the nailing until all the walls are done and resting on the floor. All the subfloor is glued and nailed and all that stuff. But in the middle of the house where the front subfloor boards go across and they overlap each other in the middle of the house on that beam. Hang on. Told myself to do that before I started the video. But yeah, with all the floor joists cross over in the middle of the house, those are just temporarily screwed together, and then all out at this whole back side of the house and over there, all the floor joists and everything are just screwed in place on the ends. I still have to nail them from the outside, but I want all the pressure of the wall pushing down, leveling everything up, making sure everything sandwiches together nice, and then I have everything marked. Then I'll go on the outside and nail the rim joist to all the floor joists. There's only one screw holding them now, but it's a vertical mate. It's not going to go anywhere in the meantime, and this should only be a couple of days before I'm ready to nail all that stuff. But all the old subfloors out, all the old floorings out, all the old floor joists are out, all the new floor joists are in, all the new rim joists are in, all the new sill plates are in, and all the new subfloor is cut, fitted, and all that. Like, that is exceptionally relieving to finally get to a point where, like, you're kind of done with something. Where, like, there's still all kinds of stuff. Like, we dealt with some of the ceiling, the roof joists in the front. Still got to deal with the ones in the back. Now I still have to deal with some of the ceiling joists here, because we did the roof joist, the ceiling joists where they meet. I got a couple of them that are rotted on the end, so I got to tie those. I got to replace those. And now back here, now that I have floor to work on, now I can start working on tying in that wall, building in this section of wall, replacing this bottom plate and this bottom plate over here, and this top plate, and then the header when I finally make a decision on the window. But this is huge. This is very satisfying. Check this out. Check that out. All new subfloor across the whole house. Every corner, under every wall, all the way around, and all the way around, everywhere. That's pretty dang relieving. It's everywhere. Now, if you've been following along, you know why that's such a milestone. Because this house, it was like an Indiana Jones expedition every time you came through. You didn't know what part of the floor was a booby trap, because I went through the floor. I think Mike went through the floor twice. I think Chris went through the floor twice. I think Ken might have even broke through the floor once. But it's been a hazard. So now, what's awesome about this is now I can put a ladder up anywhere in here to work on the ceiling joists, and that's why those were left till last. I didn't want to be, trying to put the ladder on sketchy floor. So yeah, awesome. Well, it is very late for lunch and I'm starving, so I'm going to make a sandwich and I'm going to figure out what the rest of the day is. I still got to deal with a couple of things. I got to empty the camper, fill the camper, the water and all that stuff. So I'll probably get that done while it's still light out and see what I have time for time left. But even if this is all I got done today, I'm beyond thrilled. Right, so that's pretty much wrapping up the day. Had a very late lunch, and while I was having lunch, checked Facebook Marketplace, and a guy reasonably local had a window for that Trans Am I bought because the driver's window is busted out of it. So messaged him, arranged to meet up with him, went there. Supercar guy, he's building some cool cars and stuff, so got talking to him, came back, dealt with the camper, and then kind of just opened the house back up and came in, and like just as a walk-in, seeing all the floors down. Like, I know I was already in here and kind of already saw it, but like the fresh walk-in, just like walking in and just looking open-minded, is beyond satisfying. Like, I can't even explain it. Like, this is so satisfying, and thanks to everybody that got me head started and pushed further on to getting this all done, including Sean and Chris coming out Saturday, helping more with that and whatnot. But getting those last handful of pieces in, very satisfying. So still a lot more to do. But what I realized also when I came in and I was just like absorbing it and stepping on the floor was I can come over to the kitchen window without fear of falling through the floor. I don't think I've ever actually looked out the window outside of seeing through the window, like walking by. Like, this is the first time I actually walked up to it and looked outside. So that's going to help with the decision on what I do with the window. So if you can see, like, it's a beautiful, crisp, clean, awesome window. But you can see the sun already went down, and like you can usually see a little bit of red through those trees. There's a bunch of trees right here in the foreground that I'll be taking down in the meantime, like just all right in here, and that'll clear up the view to out there. And I really think just the center window will be plenty. I think just nice wide sink and a wide window. I think that'll be pretty satisfying, because not too often you're going to be doing dishes and like panning over and looking back and forth when there's really not much to see over there or over there. Like, the view is going to be straight out. And I think even coming in from where the living room is, like, you come in from the living room and into the kitchen now, it's a straight shot to that window, so it doesn't have to be huge to have a good view of everything. Because this had a wall that it jetted out here and across here, and there was a doorway over this side, so you couldn't even see that window from the living room. And as far as light in the kitchen, this window right here, I'm kind of initially thinking, you know, countertops, the main center window here, stove, back door will either be a 3/4 light or a full light. So either 3/4 of it will be glass or the whole thing will be glass. And then this window will probably be like a half glass also, but that's in the breezeway. That will shed some light because the breezeway is going to have all windows. So I think between that middle window, and then right there, basically right where that white top starts, that's where the door is going to be also. So I think I'll have plenty of light in here, and I mean, the big window is pretty satisfying to look at, but functionality wise, realistically, the kitchen's going to basically end where that jack is. So it's going to be the door and then the kitchen wall. So I'll have the stove, the microwave range hood over it, one cabinet. Then I'd have one other upper cabinet here. And then I'd have the sink, and then I'd have like one kitchen cabinet and then a corner one, and then maybe like a 10-inch on the end here. And then the cabinets under here over to where the stove is. So that's not a lot of cabinet space. I am going to do something on this wall here for cabinets. And then the fridge is probably going to notch in here where this jets back, because that's where the kitchen ended before. And that was like a little pantry. So the fridge may go there or here and keep the pantry, not sure. So yeah. I think I'm gonna go with the small window, but I'm still not sure just yet. I don't have to decide until I get all this framing squared away, this framed and sheathed, and the bottom plate and the top plate replaced, and this top plate and bottom plate replaced. So I still have a little time to decide before I get to the framing around this window. But clock's ticking, I'm gonna have to decide pretty damn soon. So anyway, that's long-winded, I know, but that was the first time I've been able to walk up, see the window, and paint you all a picture of good-sized window here, window in that door, window here, and then right there another window in that door. So I think there'll be a lot of light here. We'll see. I may still decide to go the other way. But anyway, look at that floor! Holy crap! I know I was going to do the Evan Baxter dance. A little too shy for that, but that's about what you're going to get. But anyway, I hope you guys had a good day. My day was a little shuffled. I did deal with emptying the camper into the sewer, into the septic tank, and filling the water and all that jazz. So that's done. Scored those windows for the Trans Am. That's awesome. Flooring down. That's awesome. Got a fresh view of the window here. That's very satisfying to even just be able to walk up and keep kind of absorbing it without thinking of everything else on the floor and not being able to step carefully. So I'm sure this video is running way too long, and I know I'm rambling. I'm just excited that the flooring's down and kind of taking it in. So kind of taking you guys along for the kind of victory lap here. But all new floor, all new floor, all new floor. Bro, look at all this new floor. All new floor. I can literally run around this house anywhere I want without no fear of falling through the floor. I don't have to watch where I'm stepping outside of tripping over something. I don't have to worry about falling into the basement. Anyway, today is a big victory. Incredibly satisfied. Thanks for watching. Let's see what we can get done tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be doing a lot of framing in the walls.